Happy New Year. It's a new year and a new semester, but what I want to do today is tell you about how we closed the last semester and how we close every semester at VanDamme Academy and have for the last 14 years before my little school was actually even officially VanDamme Academy, but my own private little homeschool. So what I want to tell you about is the VanDamme Academy recitals. I want to tell you what they consist of and how the tradition of VanDamme Academy recitals began. So twice a year, every year, once before the Christmas holiday and once before summer break, we hold recitals for the parents at VanDamme Academy. In these recitals, the students perform heartfelt recitations of the poems that they've been studying in literature class. And these poems are poems with touching or inspirational themes that connect with and illuminate the themes of the plays and the novels that they've been studying that year, or even of the history that they've been studying that year. So, for example, this year the junior high students read the great Western novel Shane, and along with that they studied the classic pioneer poem The Westerner by Badger Clark and performed that at the recital. The elementary students read the classic Laura Ingalls Wilder novel Farmer Boy, and along with that they read the beautiful pastoral poem The Pasture by Robert Frost and performed that at the recital. All the students this year are learning American history, and another highlight of the recital was a stirring rendition of Longfellow's poem Paul Revere's Ride. So the recitals consist of these poetry recitations and of entertaining and humorous diversions that change from recital to recital. So for example, sometimes we have a Jeopardy competition in which all the questions are drawn from the curriculum. Other times we will have a movie called Are You Smarter Than a VanDamme Academy Student?, in which we ask questions of both the students and the parents to test their knowledge against each other, and the parents find out that they are not, in fact, smarter than a VanDamme Academy student. So at each of these recitals, every student in the school, without exception, from kindergarten through 8th grade, gets up and performs on stage in front of as many as 300 people. And they do so with poise and confidence and sincerity. It's really a beautiful event in which the parents have the privilege of participating in for a moment and witnessing the children's knowledge and their enthusiasm for that knowledge. And it's really a highlight of every year. Now, this tradition has a funny start that I want to share with you. It goes back to my first year as a homeschool teacher 14 years ago. I was teaching a group of 4 students in my home, and we were part of an organization that was a homeschool organization through the public school system. Now, they would provide us with the state curriculum materials, which we largely ignored. So instead of reading their textbook readers, we were reading things like Cyrano de Bergerac or The Miracle Worker or the poems of Longfellow and Frost. So that year in the winter, they announced that they were holding a recital for all the kids who participated in this homeschool program. And my students were very excited for the opportunity to share the things that they had been studying and prepared heartfelt performances of scenes from the plays and of poems that they had memorized as part of our curriculum. So we went to the rehearsal for this recital and we sat in the audience eagerly awaiting our turn, and then saw act after act come out, and the typical act was something like a tap dance performed to Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. So we became increasingly uncomfortable and increasingly certain that what we had prepared was not exactly appropriate for this event, and started exchanging furtive glances that said, should we sneak out the back? And that's what we ended up doing. But so as not to disappoint these students, I decided to hold our own recital, and this was for their parents and some of my friends, and they gave beautiful performances that started a tradition that has been continued every semester since then for 14 years. And the audience has grown from about a dozen at the time to about 300 to 400 today. And I hope that you someday can come and witness and experience these breathtaking, beautiful educational events. It's really a wonderful experience.